Welcome back to the quiet. I know the day was long. I know you can still feel the echo of the noise in your mind, the tension in your jaw, the weight of the armor you wear to survive the modern arena. You have fought hard today. You dealt with the unexpected, you stood your ground, and you gave what you had. But listen to me. The battle is over. The sun has set. Whatever is happening outside that door, the emails, the demands, the opinions of others, is no longer within your control. And because you cannot control it, you do not need to carry it. It belongs to the world now, not to you. In this sanctuary, there is nothing to fix. There is no one to please, just you, returning to your own inner citadel. Even though you are lying here in the safety of this room, I know that a part of you is still out there. You can feel it, can't you? The ghost of the day. The conversations that didn't go right, replaying on a loop. The phantom vibration of the phone in your pocket. The tightness in your chest that feels like you're waiting for one last problem to solve. That is the echo of the arena. Your mind is trying to solve tomorrow's problems with today's exhausted energy. But we are going to turn that off. Not by force, but by letting go of the armor you wore to survive the day. That armor is heavy. It served you well, but you cannot sleep in it. Let's take it off, piece by piece. Bring your attention to your forehead and your eyes. This is where you calculate, where you judge, where you watch for threats. All day long, you have been squinting at the future, trying to predict the unpredictable. Feel that tension right between your eyebrows. Now, smooth it out. Let the skin soften. The scout can stop watching now. The gates are locked. There is nothing to see. Move down to your jaw. The iron gate. This is where you hold the words you didn't say, the anger you swallowed, the defense you kept up. Unclench your teeth. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Feel the heaviness of your own gravity. You don't need to defend yourself here. There is no enemy in this room. Now the shoulders, the place where you carry the weight of the world. Like Atlas, you've been holding up the sky all day, carrying expectations, carrying your family, carrying the noise. But look, the sky didn't fall. You can put it down now. Exhale and feel your shoulders drop 2 inches into the mattress. Let the bed carry you for a change. You are supported. Travel down your arms all the way to your hands. Your hands are the tools of control. All day they have been gripping the steering wheel, the phone, the pen, the outcome. You've been trying to steer the ship against the current, but the ship is docked now. Open your palms. Let the fingers curl naturally. Let the grip dissolve. When you open your hands, you signal to your mind that you are done grasping. You are done trying to control the uncontrollable. Feel your body sinking, heavier, deeper. The armor is on the floor. You are no longer a soldier. You are just a man breathing in the quiet dark. The day is becoming a memory, and you are drifting away from it. Breathe into your chest now. Let the air fill the space behind your ribs. This is where you hold your shield, the constant tightness that protects your heart from disappointment and stress. But listen to the silence in this room. The arrows have stopped flying. You can lower the shield. Exhale slowly and feel your ribcage soften. Feel the back of your lungs sink into the mattress. You are not quitting. You are recovering. Even the sharpest blade becomes dull if it is never sheathed. Even the strongest stone wears down without the cover of night. To rest is not a sign of defeat, it is a strategic necessity. Move your attention down to your stomach and your hips. This is your core, your center of gravity. It's where you hold the gut feelings, the instincts that kept you alert all day. It's tight because you've been bracing for impact. Let it go. Let your belly rise and fall naturally, like the tide, soft, unprotected. There is no impact coming. You have survived the day. Finally, feel your legs, thighs, knees, calves, all the way down to the soles of your feet. These carried you through the meetings, the traffic, the demands. They are heavy now. Let them turn to stone. Let them sink so deep into the bed that you couldn't move them even if you wanted to. Your legs are heavy not because you are lazy, but because you have marched far. Understand this. You did what you could with the resources you had. Maybe it wasn't perfect. Maybe you stumbled, but you showed up. That is the definition of a warrior, not the one who never fails, but the one who returns to the arena. But the arena is closed for the night. The ledger is sealed. You cannot add any more value to this day by worrying about it. The most productive thing you can do right now, the only thing you can do, is to surrender to gravity. You have earned this stillness. Accept it. Now that the armor is on the floor and the body is heavy, we must secure the mind. In the philosophy of the porch, there is one rule that rises above all others: the line between what is yours and what belongs to the world. During the day, that line gets blurry. You take responsibility for things you cannot change. You carry the weight of other people's choices. You try to steer the weather. But tonight, we are going to draw that line again, not with chalk, but with your focus. I want you to visualize a circle drawn around your bed, a boundary of light. Everything inside this circle is the inner citadel. Everything outside is the wild, uncontrollable world. Take a look at what we are leaving outside that circle. The email you sent that hasn't been answered? Outside. It belongs to the receiver now. The opinion your boss has of your performance? Outside. That exists in their mind, not yours. The traffic you will face tomorrow morning? Outside. The mistake you made 3 years ago? Outside. It belongs to the past, and the past is dead. Do not let them cross the line. If a thought about tomorrow tries to invade this circle, recognize it as an intruder. Gently but firmly push it back across the border. Tell it, you have no power here, not tonight. Epictetus taught us that freedom is the only worthy goal in life, and it is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Right now, in the dark, almost nothing is under your control. You cannot speed up the sunrise. You cannot slow down the turning of the earth. There are only two things inside this circle with you right now: your breath and your choice to surrender. That is it. That is your entire kingdom for the next 8 hours. Does that feel small? No, it is vast. It is peaceful. It is enough. Breathe in and claim your territory. Fill the circle with your presence. Breathe out and banish the rest. The world will spin on without your help tonight. Let it spin. You are the stillness at the center of the wheel. You are safe inside the line. Inhale slowly, drawing the air deep into the bottom of your lungs. Hold it there for a heartbeat, and then let it go. With that breath, You settle deeper into your circle of control. You are the stillness at the center. To understand what it means to truly accept the nature of things, to practice amor fati, the love of fate, let us drift into a story. It is a simple story, a reflection of the day you might have had, or the day you might one day face. Imagine a man standing on the back porch of his home. It is a Saturday afternoon. He has a list in his hand, a list of things to fix, things to build, things to conquer. The grass needs cutting. The fence needs painting. He has a plan. He has an expectation of how the world should behave to suit his schedule. But then, the wind changes. The air grows heavy and cool. The smell of ozone and wet earth, petrichor, rises from the pavement. The sky, which was blue a moment ago, turns the color of slate and bruised iron. And then the sky opens up. It doesn't just rain, it pours. A torrential summer downpour that turns the yard into a swamp and makes the fence impossible to paint. Now, look at the man. Watch his reaction. His first instinct, the instinct of the modern world, is resistance. He tightens his grip on the list. He feels a spike of irritation in his chest. He thinks, this shouldn't be happening. This is ruining my time. This is unfair. He wants to argue with the sky. He wants to negotiate with the clouds. But then he remembers. He remembers the dichotomy. He realizes that the rain does not know he has a list. The clouds do not care about his fence. The storm is not attacking him. The storm is simply being a storm. It is following the ancient laws of nature, of heat and pressure and moisture, just as it has done for 4 billion years. To be angry at the rain is to be angry that the universe is functioning exactly as it should. So, the man puts the list down. He pulls up a chair. He sits, and he watches. He chooses to not just tolerate the rain, but to welcome it. Amor fati. This is what is happening, he thinks. So this is what I want. He watches the water bead up on the railing. He listens to the rhythmic drumming on the roof, a chaotic sound that somehow creates a perfect white noise. He sees the green of the trees deepen as they drink. He realizes that this interruption was not a disaster. It was a command from nature to stop. The world decided it was time for him to rest, even if he didn't think so. He finds peace in the power of the storm, a power he does not need to control. Breathe in that smell of rain. Cool, clean, washing away the dust of the day. Breathe out the need for things to go your way. Now, let us leave that porch. Let us float upward, carried by that same wind. Rise up in your mind's eye, up past the roof of the house, up past the treetops, shaking in the wind. Rise higher until the rain clouds are just a grey blanket below you. Break through the clouds into the sunlight above and keep rising. See your city below you. From this height, the traffic jams are just slow-moving ribbons of light. The noise of the construction, the arguments in the boardrooms, the deadlines, they are silent from up here. They are invisible. Go higher still. Leave the atmosphere. You are floating in the great, silent blackness of space. You are looking down at the earth, a blue and white marble hanging in the void. This is the view from above. From here, you can see the truth. You can see the storms moving across the continents, swirling in great white spirals. They are not good or bad. They are just weather. You see the line of night and day, the Terminator, slowly sweeping across the globe, bringing sleep to millions of people just like you. Think of how many people are down there, sleeping right now. Think of the millions of men who have lived before you, who worried about their own storms, their own lists, their own reputations. They are gone. Their worries are gone. The earth keeps spinning. Does this make you feel insignificant? No, it makes you feel unburdened. It means that the weight you carry is not as heavy as you think. It means that the universe is vast and strong, and it can handle itself. You do not need to hold it up. You do not need to steer the planet. It knows how to spin. You are just a passenger. And right now, your only job is to rest in your cabin while the ship sails through the night. Drift back down now, slowly, past the moon, past the clouds, back through the roof of your home, back into this room, back into your body, lying heavy and warm on the bed. Breathe in, breathe out. Now that we have traveled to the stars, it is time to travel inward, deep into the center of who you are. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who spent his nights in tents near the battlefield, often wrote to himself about a place he called the inner citadel. He knew that he could not stop the wars, the plagues, or the betrayals of the Roman court, but he knew there was a place inside him that none of those things could touch. Tonight, we are going to walk into that place together. I want you to visualize a fortress, but this is not a fortress of war. It is a fortress of peace. It is built of dark, ancient stone, granite, cool and smooth to the touch. These walls are thick. They are miles high. They have stood since the day you were born, and they will stand until your last breath. Feel the weight of these walls. They are as heavy as your eyelids are right now. They are as solid as the mattress beneath your back. Outside these walls, there is a storm. That is the world. That is the noise of the dopamine life. That is the chaos of other people's opinions, the market crashing, the phone ringing, the news cycle spinning. Listen, can you hear it? It is just a muffled roar now, a dull vibration against the stone. Sometimes the world fires arrows at your fortress, an insult from a stranger, a disappointment at work, a fear about money. Watch them fly toward you and watch them shatter harmlessly against the granite. Clink, clink, clink. They fall to the ground, broken. Because here is the truth. The arrows cannot hurt you unless you open the gate and bring them inside. And tonight, the gate is barred. The drawbridge is up. You are the keeper of the keys, and you have declared this space off limits to chaos. Now, let's go inside. Walk through the heavy oak doors. Hear them close behind you with a solid, final thud. The lock clicks into place. The noise of the outside world is instantly cut off. Silence. Absolute, heavy, golden silence. You are walking down a long stone corridor. It is cool here. It smells of old books and cedar. It feels permanent. This is the part of you that does not change. Your job title changes. Your bank account changes. Your body ages. But this, the witness, the observer, this remains. Walk toward the center of the citadel. There is a room there. It is small but comfortable. There is a hearth in the center of the room. And in that hearth, there is a fire burning. Look at the flame. It is steady. It doesn't flicker wildly because there is no wind here. The winds of fortune blow outside, but they cannot reach this deep. This flame is your reason. It is your ruling faculty. It is the part of you that decides how to react. Sit by the fire. Feel its warmth on your face. Notice how calm the fire is. It doesn't ask for anything. It doesn't need to be impressed. It simply is. This is who you really are. You are not the man who is rushing through traffic today. You are not the man who is anxious about the presentation. You are this flame. You are this warmth. When you are here, you realize that you are untouchable. They can take your possessions, but they cannot take your judgment. They can attack your reputation, but they cannot touch your character. They can demand your time, but they cannot force your assent. You are the king of this empty, quiet room. Rest here for a moment. Watch the fire. Let the warmth spread from your chest, down to your stomach, down to your legs. You are safe inside the citadel. The fire is warm. The walls are high. But now, we must attend to the vessel itself, your body. Marcus Aurelius once wrote about the madness of men. He said we are like puppets, jerked around by invisible strings. The string of desire pulls us one way. The string of fear pulls us another. The string of public opinion yanks our head up when we want to look down. All day long you have danced for the crowd. You have moved when the world pulled the strings. But tonight, the show is over. The audience has gone home. The theater is dark. It is time to cut the strings and let the puppet rest. I want you to imagine those strings now. They are tied to your skin, pulling you tight, holding you in a state of suspended tension. Gravity wants to pull you down into a deep sleep, but the strings are holding you up, keeping you ready for a battle that isn't happening. Let's bring out the scissors. Let's cut them one by one. Focus on your forehead and your jaw. There is a string attached to the top of your head. It's the string of status. It pulls your chin up. It forces you to wear a mask of competence, to look alert, to look like you have everything under control. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, snip. Cut that string. Feel your head become incredibly heavy. Let it roll back into the pillow. Let the mask fall off. Your jaw unhinges. Your tongue softens. You don't have to look impressive anymore. You don't have to be the man. You are just flesh and bone, resting. Move down to your shoulders and neck. There are thick, heavy cables here. These are the strings of duty. They pull your shoulders up toward your ears, bracing you against the weight of the world. They keep you ready to carry the load of your family, your company, your future. Breathe in, visualize the blade, and exhale. Snap. The cables are cut. Feel the immediate drop. Your shoulders sink 2 inches deeper into the mattress. Gravity takes them. Notice how good it feels to not carry anything. The bed is carrying you now. You are not the pillar of the world tonight. You are just a guest in it. Travel down your arms to your hands. There are hundreds of tiny, tight threads tied to your fingers. These are the strings of grasping. They make your hands want to make a fist. They want to grab the next opportunity. Hold on to money. Hold on to control. Grip the steering wheel of your life. Look at your hands. They are tired of holding on. Breathe in and exhale. Cut them all. Watch your fingers curl open. The tension dissolves like smoke. You are empty-handed, and that is a beautiful thing. To be empty-handed means you are open to receive rest. You are holding nothing, so you can lose nothing. Focus on your solar plexus and your gut. This is where the thickest rope is tied. The string of anxiety. It pulls your stomach into a knot every time you think about a what-if scenario. It yanks you forward into the future, anticipating the next hit. This one is tough. It has been tight all day. But you are safe here. Breathe deep into the belly, expanding it against the rope. Hold it and exhale. Sever it. Feel your stomach uncoil. The knot undoes itself. A wave of warmth spreads from your center out to your sides. You are no longer being pulled forward into tomorrow. You are falling back into right now. Finally, look at your legs and feet. There are strings on your knees and ankles. The strings of the race. They keep your muscles twitching, ready to run, ready to chase, ready to climb the ladder. But there is nowhere to go. The ladder is gone. The race is paused. Breathe in and exhale. Cut the final strings. Snap. Your legs turn to lead. They are so heavy, so solid. They sink into the bed as if they are melting into the fabric. You couldn't lift them if you tried, and you don't want to. The puppet has fallen. Imagine a marionette when the puppeteer lets go. It collapses. It doesn't try to look graceful. It doesn't try to hold a pose. It just surrenders to the floor. That is you. Complete collapse. Complete surrender. There is no tension left because there are no strings left. The world cannot pull you now. The news cannot jerk your head. Your boss cannot twitch your shoulders. You are cut loose. You are free. Float in this freedom. Feel the delicious heaviness of having no obligations. You are not a puppet. You are a man who has chosen to rest. Breathe in. I am unbound. Breathe out. I surrender to gravity. You are heavy. You are still. You are free. The strings are cut. The body is heavy. You are floating in the safety of your own gravity. But even here in the silence, there is one last enemy that tries to breach the walls of your citadel. It is the most subtle enemy of all. It is the feeling of guilt. It is the whisper that says, "You didn't do enough today." And it says, "You are only valuable when you are building something, solving something, or earning something." It says, "Rest is a reward and you haven't earned it yet." Tonight, we are going to silence that whisper. We are going to apply the Stoic virtue of justice. Usually, we think of justice as how we treat others, being fair, being honest. But the Stoics knew that justice begins with how you treat yourself. And to treat yourself as a machine, to value yourself only by your output, is the greatest injustice of all. Breathe in deeply, fill your chest with air, breathe out, and let go of the need to be useful. Right now, in the dark, you are useless. And that is a beautiful, necessary thing. A hammer is useful, a car is useful, a software program is useful, but you are a man. You are not a tool to be used. You are a life to be lived. Imagine for a moment that we are holding your resume, that piece of paper that lists your titles, your achievements, your salary, your status. This is the paper the world uses to measure your worth. It is the currency of the marketplace. Now, imagine we light a match. Watch the flame catch the corner of the paper. Watch the titles curl up and turn to ash. Manager, director, father, provider, fixer. Watch them burn away until there is nothing left but smoke. Now ask yourself, who is left in the bed? Are you gone because the titles are gone? No, you are still here. Your heart is still beating. Your mind is still conscious. The you that observes the world remains untouched. This is what the Stoics meant when they talked about character. Character is what remains when the lights go out and the audience leaves. Character is the gold. Reputation is just the receipt. The world tries to tell you that your value fluctuates like the stock market. Up when you succeed, down when you fail. Up when you are productive, down when you rest. That is a lie. Your value is constant. It is innate. It is given to you by nature. You do not need to do anything right now to justify your existence. The simple fact that you are here, breathing, part of the great Logos, is enough. You have a seat at the table of the universe, and you do not need to pay for it with worry. Breathe in. I am not what I produce. Breathe out. I am simply who I am. Think of the ledger in your mind, the mental balance sheet where you track your wins and losses for the day. You've been staring at the red column, adding up the mistakes, thinking you are in debt. Close the book. Slam it shut. Throw it into the fire of your inner citadel. The market is closed. The trading floor is empty. There is no one keeping score at 11 p.m. The universe does not require a status report from you. Give yourself permission to just be. Just be a body on a bed. Just be a rhythmic breath in the dark. Just be a spark of consciousness floating in the void. This is justice. To allow the human animal to rest without shame. To recognize that the warrior who sleeps is just as noble as the warrior who fights. You have nothing to prove to the darkness. The darkness doesn't care about your bank account. It only cares that you are calm. Feel a wave of relief wash over you. It is the relief of putting down a heavy stone you have been carrying for 20 years. The stone of performance. You can put it down. You don't have to pick it up again until morning. And maybe by morning you will realize you don't need to carry it at all. Because you are safe in your own worth, you can now do the hardest thing a warrior must do. You can look at the day you just lived with all its flaws and sharp edges, and you can accept it fully. This is the Stoic practice of amor fati, a love of fate. It is not just saying, I will tolerate what happened. It is saying, this is what happened, and because it is my life, I embrace it. Think of the day you have just finished. It is a tapestry woven by the fates. Maybe there were knots in the thread. Maybe there were colors you did not choose, the gray of boredom, the red of anger, the black of disappointment. Maybe the design didn't look like what you planned this morning when you stood on your porch with your list. But look at it now. It is finished. It is yours. The mistake you made? It is part of the pattern. The traffic that delayed you? It was necessary for the weaving. The difficult conversation? It was the texture of your reality. Do not try to pull the threads out. Do not wish for a different tapestry. To wish for a different past is to argue with reality, and that is a battle you will never win. Instead, say to yourself, it happened, It is part of me, and it is good. Why is it good? Because you survived it, because you learned from it. Because nature's will is greater than your plans, and nature required this day to unfold exactly as it did. You played your role, you stood your ground in the arena, and now the gates of the arena are locked. Let us seal the archives. Imagine taking the entire day, the wins, the losses, the noise, the joy, the pain, and placing it into a heavy wooden chest at the foot of your bed. Pack it all in. Everything that was outside your circle of control goes into the box. The opinions of others, in the box. The worries about the economy, in the box. The what-ifs, in the box. Now, close the lid. Hear the heavy iron latch fall into place. Click. Turn the key. It is done. The day has passed into history. It no longer belongs to you, it belongs to the ages. You are free from it. Now, look around your inner citadel. The archives are sealed. The fire of your reason is burning low, warm and steady embers glowing in the hearth. The armor is off your body, leaving you light and cool. Feel the freedom of this moment. This is the true American freedom. Not the freedom to buy or to conquer, but the freedom to be at peace in your own home, in your own skin, unbothered by the chaos of the world. This is resilience. Resilience isn't about fighting the waves. It is about becoming the rock that lets the water flow over it. The rock doesn't struggle. It just sits. It endures. It rests. Tonight, be the rock. The silence in the room is growing deeper. The air is cool against your skin. This is the embrace of nature. Nature is not asking you to work right now. Nature is not asking you to think. Nature is gently pulling you down, down into the earth, down into the restoration of sleep. You are aligning your will with the will of the universe. The universe wants you to sleep. Who are you to resist the stars? Remember the view from above. The earth is turning in the dark. The oceans are breathing in their tides. The forests are growing in silence. You are part of that great, slow rhythm. You are not separate from it. You are not a machine running against the grain. You are a leaf floating down the stream. Let the stream take you. Stop swimming. Stop steering. Just float. The current is safe. It is carrying you exactly where you need to be. There is no more doing. There is only being. Your body is sinking into the mattress, heavy with gratitude. Gratitude for the challenges that made you strong. Gratitude for the safety of this room. Gratitude for the end of the effort. The past is a memory. The future is a dream. There is only this moment, this breath, this shadow. You have loved your fate. You have accepted your story. And now, you can turn the final page. Breathe in. The day is mine and I accept it. Breathe out. The day is done and I release it. Silence, darkness, peace. In this silence, in this peace that you have created, there is one final truth we must embrace. It is a truth that goes against everything the noisy world outside has taught you. The world says that strength is about holding on. It says resilience is about grinding, pushing, and never stopping. It tells you that if you close your eyes, you lose your edge. But the philosophy of the porch teaches us something different. True resilience is not the ability to carry the weight forever. True resilience is the courage to put it down. Think of a bow, a warrior's bow. If you keep the string tight, if you keep it bent and under tension 24 hours a day, eventually the wood will crack. The power of the bow does not come from the tension. It comes from the flexibility. It comes from the ability to return to rest. To unstring the bow is not an act of weakness. It is an act of preservation. To close your eyes is not an act of surrender to defeat. It is an act of trust. And trust requires courage. It takes courage to believe that the world will not fall apart without your supervision for the next 8 hours. It takes courage to believe that you have done enough. It takes courage to admit that you are human, bound by the laws of nature, and that you need to recharge. So tonight, I want you to be brave enough to be weak. Be brave enough to be soft. Be brave enough to let the current take you. You have spent the day gripping the wheel, knuckles white, eyes scanning the horizon for threats. You have been the captain, the navigator, the engineer. But now the ship has entered the harbor. The water is glass. The anchor is dropped. The engine has stopped its vibration. You don't need to steer anymore. You don't need to check the gauges. You don't need to watch the radar. Let the sentinel retire. Visualize the watchman at the gate of your inner citadel. He has been standing guard all day, watching for emails, watching for danger, watching for opportunities. See him lower his spear. See him take off his helmet. See him sit down by the dying fire, leaning his head back against the warm stone. Tell him, at ease, the watch is over. Feel that permission wash over your entire body. The hands that gripped the sword are now empty, open and heavy on the mattress. The eyes that watched the horizon are now closed, turning inward to the dark. The heart that beat for battle now beats for restoration. Slow, steady, deep. This is the ultimate freedom. The freedom from the need to control. You are releasing the illusion that you are the center of the universe. You are remembering that you are a part of the universe. Your heart beats without you telling it to. Your lungs breathe without your command. Your cells repair themselves without your supervision. There is a wisdom in your body that is older than your thoughts. Trust it. There is a rhythm in the night that is stronger than your anxiety. Join it. You are floating in the great stream of nature's will. It is a warm stream, dark, quiet, powerful. It holds you up. You don't have to swim, you just have to float. The day is gone, the bow is unstrung, the armor is on the floor, the walls are high, the gate is locked. You are safe. You are strong enough to let go. You are resilient enough to rest. Feel the bed rising up to meet you. Feel gravity pulling you down. A gentle hand on your chest, pressing you into the earth. Heavier, deeper, softer. There is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to think. There is only the dark. There is only the breath. There is only the peace of the unstrung bow. Breathe in. I trust the night. Breathe out. I lay down my strength. The gate is closing now. The heavy oak doors of your inner citadel are swinging shut. Hear them move on their hinges. Slow, heavy, final, thud. The lock turns. Click. You are inside. The world is outside. There is nothing left to see. There is nothing left to hear. There is only the rhythm of your own life slowing down. Listen to the mantra of the night. Repeat it in your mind, not with words but with feeling. The day is done. The day is done. I am safe here. I am safe here. The past is silent. The past is silent. I let go, I let go. Feel the darkness wrapping around you like a heavy, warm cloak. It is the cloak of rest. It protects you. It holds you. You have walked the path. You have fought the battle. You have kept the watch. Your character is intact. Your reason is at peace. And because you have lived today with intention, you have earned the right to leave it behind. Sleep now with the deep, dreamless peace of a clear conscience. Sleep with the knowledge that when the sun returns, you will return. But not yet, not now. Now there is only the stone, the fire, and the quiet. Drift, float, sink. The citadel holds. The mind sleeps. Good night. Good night.